Hey, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Kingdom Odyssey for Monday, October 18th. I'm Eric L. Donovan, the Mindset Disruption Strategist. I just want to take a step back every time I get the chance and just ask the question, how do I know that the things I'm doing aren't doing damage to my health, to my relationships, to my walk with God, and to my productivity? And so today's topic is this: standing in awe. So I get up usually about 4:30 in the morning and go to the gym and work out. And today was no different. But this morning, as I was walking out, I looked up at the sky and the stars were just incredible. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And this happens quite a bit at that time of morning. I don't know if you've been up, but I mean, just the stars are just as bright as can be. And depending on how bright the moon is or whatever, I mean, and it was a moment just to go, kind of what I call in my life are like God winks of like, thank you, God, for that moment. Thank you for just in that moment, just saying, yes, like, hey, I see you, and this creation is for you. And it was just this beautiful moment. And another thing that's going on in my life that I don't know if that I've told you about, but I'm reading through all the prophets right now. Just a fascinating journey to just kind of think about the fact that these were just men who were called by God, who answered God's call and then wrote down what they heard, right? So how powerful to just have this moment of just, reading through and being able to say, hey, just like those men, I'm a man, you're a woman, you hear from God as well. So this morning I was reading in Jeremiah 2, and I'm kind of reading through, and this piece hit me as I was thinking back to this morning. And it was this, it's Jeremiah 2:19. And it says, consider then and realize how evil and bitter it is for you when you forsake the Lord your God and have no awe of me. And I was like, like that cuts. Like how many times in life do we just God put something right in front of us and he's like, hey, that's for you. Notice I'm here. Notice I'm walking along with you. And we just miss it. We run right through it. We have no awe of what God is doing. And that's what I thought about this morning that I just was going to share with you, was just kind of, let's take a step back and let's just ask, God, where do I need to be more in awe of what you're doing in my life? I think about the fact, I'm 48 years old right now. Man, I feel healthy. I feel strong. I think about my grandparents and my great-grandparents and things like that. To make it to 48, they didn't look as good, I think, as we look right now. They weren't as healthy. They had shorter lifespans. Man, God, thank you. I'm in awe of the health and the opportunity and the things that stand in front of me. Even through COVID and everything that's gone on, we've been protected. We've had health. Thank you, God, for that. I think about my family and the blessing of just an incredible wife, just a woman who supports me and has stood by me, my kids, and like how blessed am I in that situation. And my kids are thriving, and just could brag on that. And like, God, I stand in awe of the work that you've done. I've had people say, man, you're a great parent. And I'm like, man, I just serve a great God who has blessed us through that. And it's not always been easy, right? But I stand in awe, God, of what you've done. I think about the business. We just bought a building that we moved the business into. There are other business opportunities that God is putting in front of me that I never even would have imagined. I stand in awe of that. And most of all, I stand in awe of God, a God who winks at us, right? Who says, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's where I am. See me. And I think that what really is jumping out for me is just a time to take a step back. And I would encourage you as well, which is just, what do we do in this time just to stand in awe of God and what he's doing? Because what I've found is, it's the other side of the coin. It's what God was upset with, and what he was communicating through Jeremiah is God was showing them signs, and God was working through their lives, and they're like, look what I did. Look what I did here, and I did here. And I think it's a slippery slope. I think it's easy at times to look at accomplishments or look at things that happen and start to pat ourselves on the back. And we do it once, and it's not that big a deal. We're not that far away from God. But all of a sudden, we get further and further. It's like the path diverges. And we move to a place where it's no longer standing in awe of God. We start standing in awe of ourselves. We start idolizing ourselves and taking ourselves out of gratitude. And boy, I don't want to be in that place. I want to continually reflect back on God. What are you doing? How are you using me? and be in awe of it. And so it's just that simple thing. And so I'd ask you today, what if you just type up for me, just what is one thing you're in awe of about what God is doing in your life? If you shared that with me, share that with everyone who's going to watch this, I think that would be a great, great encouragement. I appreciate you being here this morning, just as we Odyssey through, as we journey through this kingdom adventure that God has given to us. May we ask the question every day, how am I making an impact for today? How am I making an impact for tomorrow? And how am I making an impact for eternity? Because that's the life that I want to live. That's the life. And today I just stand in awe of all that God's doing. Thank you so much. Have a great day.